Will we appreciate Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in 10 years' time? Now, that is an interesting question to ask. Hey everyone, my name is Bearded. I'm a Pokemon gaming veteran. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things Pokemon gaming. So, yeah, my question is straightforward. Are we going to appreciate Pokemon Scarlet and Violet come 10 years' time? Now, I'm not talking about the Teal Mask, I'm not talking about the Indigo Disc or the Epilogue event, just the main game itself. Now, the reason why I'm asking this question is that over the past number of months, there was a lot of talk and speculation regarding potential remakes. And honestly, there were a lot of players that spoke very fondly of the previous generations that were in question. Now, many players, including myself, believe that we could potentially be getting Generation 2 remakes, and honestly, I was hyped for this. And when I spoke to a lot of other players, there was players just speaking very highly of Pokemon Gold, Silver and Crystal and talking about how great games they were. Even 25 years on from when they were first released, we still love these games. We still love the majesty and the wonder of them. Now, there was also a lot of talk of potential Pokemon Black and White remakes, and again, many players spoke highly of those games, the storyline, the feel, the legendaries. 13 years later from when Pokemon Black and White were released, players still appreciate all that universe has to offer. Now, yes, in the end, we did get a Pokemon Legends ZA game, but seeing how players across various different platforms spoke highly of previous games, previous generations, it got me thinking, in 10 years time, are we going to speak this highly of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Now, my answer, well, my simple answer is yes, we are going to appreciate them. Come 10 years time, I think we will speak quite highly of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I think we will talk about how they were actually great games. Now, they weren't perfect and they did have a lot of issues, but in the end, if you put those issues and problems to aside, in my opinion, they were great games, and yeah, I'm going to look back quite fondly on them. The storyline was one of the best that we have had, considering the level of detail that I went into. For example, with terrestrialization, the Paradox Pokemon, I thought the way home was one of the best Pokemon missions that we have had in a long time. The way that it was done, we haven't seen this much detail go into a storyline before. Even Starfall Street, in my opinion, was great, given how much detail and depth that Game Freak went into regarding, you know, bullied school children. The overall story of Scarlet and Violet, it just had a fantastic feel. The characters, in my opinion, were also very good. I really enjoyed Arven, I really enjoyed Penny. I thought Nemona was a cool rival as well. Not one of the best that we've had, as some players might say, but I thought she was cool. The Pokemon as well, they were brilliant. I thought the Pokemon that they introduced in Generation 9 overall were great. Tinkaton, I know, was one of the more popular ones. Annihilate was also extremely popular. But realistically, the Paradox Pokemon, they are some of the coolest Pokemon that we have seen in a very long time. The story and the myth behind them just make them even cooler. Now, one of the best things, in my opinion, about Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is how easy they make it to get players potentially, you know, entering, you know, the VGC, playing Pokemon competitively. EV training and hyper training make things so simple. Changing the nature of a Pokemon is just straightforward. Even small things such as making egg moves transferable and being able to set up a picnic anywhere to get yourself an egg rather than having to go to a daycare center. You know, if anyone ever wanted to try the hand at competitive, these games are a fantastic starting point. Even the lessons in the school that you get taught, you know, help you understand battling a lot more. And I think this is great for newer players, even children, as you know, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, they just, with this, they pretty much had, you know, all the bases covered. Now, honestly, I could go into so much more detail. I could spend a very long time talking about all the great things that Pokemon Scarlet and Violet has to offer. I don't want to do that, but you know, maybe, who knows, in another video. And I haven't even mentioned the open world element and you know, just being able to play the game at your own pace. I know some of the players, you know, they were in two minds about this, but honestly, yes, it was ambitious, yes, it could have been done better, but for what we got, I still think, you know, the open world element and being able to play the game as you want, I still think it was really good, honestly. Now, in my opinion, we have come to the end of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I don't think there's anything, you know, more important that we need to do. I think that all pretty much ended with the epilogue event. I certainly, you know, myself, I'm not playing the games anymore. I think the current terror raids with the Kanto starters, they aren't particularly great. They don't tickle my fancy, but that's just me. And I do think that if this is the end of these games, if we are not going to be getting any more sort of playable content, like some DLC style or epilogue style content, then I believe, honestly, if this is the end for them, then they have been wonderful games to play. Now guys, this is just my opinion. I do think come 10 years time we are going to be speaking highly of these games, but what do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Either way, let me know in the comment section down below. Right guys, that's pretty much it from me. That's all I wanted to cover. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, please do drop a like, and if you are new to the channel, then definitely do subscribe. It would mean a lot to me if you did. I want to thank you all for watching, and hopefully I shall see you all next time.